City, the crossroads of the world, Times Square, BB Kings kicking off United weekend as we get set to crown the first ever tag team champions here in Dragon Gate USA. The United Gate Championship will be decided this weekend over the course of 3 events. My name is Lenny, joined as always by Chikarason, kicking things off with singles competition. Akira Tozawa being led to ringside by the brutal master of Kamikaze USA, Jon Moxley.
Kamikaze USA has got a big weekend here for Dragon Gate USA, kicking off 2011. Not in the tag team tournament, but they have issued the challenge to BxB Hulk, the Open the Freedom Gate champion, and he is running a gauntlet this weekend. But right now you are seeing Tozawa, the man who is cleaning up on that gauntlet, and he has got a big weekend ahead of him. He's got a lot to prove, and he's got a big challenge ahead of him here tonight in New York City.
It was just over 4 weeks ago that 2 million plus fans packed the streets right outside here of BB King's Bar and Grill in Times Square. And we have a capacity crowd on hand here tonight as well. And Akira Tozawa is going to have quite the stern test in our opening contest as he takes on the maniacal Sami Callihan.
I'd like to say that Sami Callihan's got a screw loose, but you've got to have one screw in tight to designate there's one that's loose. He's out of his mind.
Disturbing videos posted on the internet. Sami Callihan here in Dragon Gate USA looking for respect. Respect that he doesn't feel he's gotten so far in his stay here in Dragon Gate USA.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the introductions. Introducing first, standing to my left, representing Kamikaze USA. Standing in at 1.70 meters and weighing in at 93 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Akira Tozawa. Standing to my right, weighing in this evening at 199 pounds and hailing from the last house on the left, by way of South Jersey, he is the hardest hitting man on the East Coast today. Ladies and gentlemen, Sami Callihan!
Two of the young lions here in Dragon Gate USA getting set to do battle. Bryce Remsburg, your referee, and he calls for the opening bell. We are underway here as Dragon Gate USA makes its New York City debut.
2011 is going to be off to a bang with these two young bulls. As you mentioned, the new horror Sami Callihan, a lot to prove. Tozawa got a big weekend ahead of him. The crowd here in New York City seemed to be behind Sami Callihan at the onset. I don't think anybody here really much cares for Kamikaze USA.
Well, a bit of a round of applause for Tozawa. Say what you want about Jon Moxley and the rest of Kamikaze USA, there is no denying the talent of Akira Tozawa, as he points out, as a member of the core roster of Dragon Gate in Japan, that the ring in fact does say Dragon Gate, this is his ring. And Sami Callihan making himself at home.
My ring, Dragon Gate, respect me!
Making a stake of his own, and he gets a faceful there from Tozawa.
Well, man's game here in Times Square.
Tozawa just smiling, and now there's two bulls head to head, and they charge.
Both men going for the lariat on the same page, taking the other off their feet, and one more time, they find themselves face to face, slapping it out.
From a kneeling position here now, Callihan firing those forearms, Tozawa firing back as well. Oh, that chop!
Tozawa with a head of steam, but it's Sami Callihan telling him to bring it on. Getting elevated though, lands on the apron. Callihan, who springboards, went for that diving lariat, nobody home.
And we go for that headbutt. Tozawa misses, though.
And Callihan just a little bit too quick there. Tozawa returns the favor as nobody home on the dive.
Going for that headbutt again, it looks like.
Tozawa continuing to go to the well. Finally connects with the senton.
A quick 2-count kick out there by Callihan, and he gets out of the ring. And now New York City's behind Akira Tozawa.
Starting to take a chance here and lays his body on the line, but crashes into the barricade. Bringing Jon Moxley up to the apron, having a few words for referee Bryce Remsburg as they do battle out on the floor. Do Callihan and Tozawa.
Callahan's picking up that protective mat on the outside. He's got bad intentions here for Tozawa. Tozawa, though, fighting, he knows if he hits the floor here, this could be all for him.
An exploder on the floor.
Bryce Remsburg putting the count on both men. They're both laid out here. Moxley shouting encouragement to his man Tozawa.
Did you hear the impact as those bodies crashed on the floor?
And you saw Callihan there break the plane underneath that bottom rope to stop that count. Going back out, I'm sure, with more punishment in his mind that he wants to take out on Akira Tozawa here. So many people this weekend, Lenny, have so much to prove. Callihan being one of them. You saw that video. I know I did.
Scratching out the eyes of the majority of the Dragon Gate roster. You said he's got a screw loose. I think you're being a little bit nice. This guy is clearly out of his mind.
I know he gets the replays. I don't want to have him hear me say bad things about him, you know?
Oh, he's trying to drag Tozawa back to his feet, but clearly Tozawa in a great deal of discomfort after crashing out on the floor. And again, the impact on that chop to the sternum by Callihan. The impact knocking Tozawa off his feet as Callihan into the ropes. Drops the leg right across the throat. Immediately goes for the cover. Remsburg right there, but only able to get two is Sami Callihan.
That unstableness in Callahan's mind, he could get a little thrown off his game here when these covers aren't getting a 3 count on him, and that's when he could lose his cool, and that's what Tozawa needs to capitalize on when Callihan, you know, snaps, if you will.
I'm sure Jon Moxley on the outside has more than made Tozawa aware of what to expect from Sami Callihan here. As Callihan again lays in another chop in the corner. And again, the impact echoing throughout the building here in Times Square.
Callihan with those shots, those forearms, those chops that we've been seeing here in the last several minutes of this contest, showing why he is one of the premier strikers, one of the premier athletes, and that's why he is here in Dragon Gate USA. Looking for that opportunity, but there's Tozawa with a sidestep.
Tozawa using the quickness to avoid it, charging Callihan. But can't get out of the way of that running boot in the corner, and this time it's Callihan down on the floor in a heap. With Tozawa again taking a chance.
This time it pays off, he connects. Tozawa's right back up and in the ring. He's going for it again.
And nails it one more time.
Tozawa showing he's just as wild and just as unhinged as Sami Callihan.
Well, they call it Mr. High Tension back in Japan, and certainly living up to that name here in Times Square. As Callihan on the receiving end of a boot to the back of the head.
Just measures him with a stomp right to the face and a kick right to the small of the back.
Tozawa now looking to slow things down here. It's a warning from referee Bryce Remsburg. Face first to the buckle goes Callihan, who eats the boot from Tozawa in the corner. And when it looked like it was all Sami Callihan moments ago, right now it is Akira Tozawa in command of the matchup.
Drop kick in the corner and the flurry of kicks right to the chest there on Callihan. You mentioned it before, Lenny. Tozawa now bringing this down to his pace. slowing things down now, setting Callihan on the top rope. Slap right to the chest. Could be going for a superplex here off the top rope. You got to think, if he scores with this superplex, huge impact maneuver off the top rope, this could be all for Sami Callihan's chances of that respect he's been so desiring here in Dragon Gate USA.
Blocks that superplex attempt, scores with a headbutt right between the eyes of Tozawa, but can't take him off of his feet as he hangs on. Both men precariously perched on that second rope. Callihan up on the top turnbuckle. Again with the headbutt, this time able to knock Tozawa down to the canvas, all the way to the top. Goes Callihan and connects with the missile drop kick, sending Tozawa down to the canvas, and a double count applied by referee Bryce Remsburg. We talked about what a big weekend for Dragon Gate USA this is here, our New York City debut. We're going to crown the first ever Open the United Gate Tag Team Champions here in Dragon Gate USA. In a very special formatted tournament, 4 teams, a round-robin event. Each team will face each other over the course of these 3 events. You get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a draw. If you lose, you get nothing. And the team at the end of the weekend with the most points will be crowned the Open the United Gate Tag Team Champions.
And now Tozawa and Callihan are just crowning each other here with these shots, these forearm shots. Oh, that chop to the chest. Tozawa, though, absorbing those blows seemingly.
Another hard chop in retaliation by Tozawa, with Callihan able to absorb that as well and fire back one more time. This time with lefts and rights. Callihan with a flurry here. Asking ye shall receive.
Kick to the midsection, Enziguri combination by Tozawa, scores. Callihan is down.
Tozawa trying to get Callihan back to his feet, but that kick, serious damage done to Callihan. Oh, Callihan may be playing possum. Saito suplex just dumps Tozawa on the back of his neck.
He just deadlifted Tozawa in the back of the head. Oh, Tozawa now returns the favor.
Just like Tozawa, it's Callihan back to his feet, ducks underneath. Goes for it again and connects.
Measures him, ducks the clothesline, and another suplex, center of the ring.
Callihan and Tozawa putting on a suplex clinic here in Times Square.
At this point, neither man has a real advantage. They charge each other again. Forearm shots in stereo.
That one backed both men up a couple of steps, but doesn't take them off their feet, nor does those stereo lariats. Callihan a little too quick with the defense there for Tozawa, who couldn't avoid the enziguri.
All right from the canvas, picking it up again with the Saito suplex.
Oh, what strength on display right there by Callihan. But again, Tozawa showing the guts and determination to get back to his feet with a suplex of his own.
Release German suplex, dump Callihan right on the back of his head. Maybe trying to put some of those screws back in. Bryce now putting the count on both men who have expended so much energy so far in this contest. The count still being put on both men.
Again, both men trying to get back to their feet, and one more time, Callihan asking Tozawa to hit him. As Tozawa instead makes his way to the ropes before booting him right in the face.
Callihan still on his knees. He gets up. The strap is coming down. He's dazed, though.
Big boot right to the face. But again, Tozawa not leaving his feet. And that one almost took his head off.
Pump kick right to the face, showing amazing agility there by Tozawa. Tozawa almost with a glazed look in his eye. Callihan looks out of his mind.
Well, that one knocks Tozawa down to the seat of his pants, but Callihan looking to finish him here. Diving forearm scores, hooks the leg, but only 2.
Impressive contest thus far. Callihan still in control, though. Up to his feet.
Moxley continuing to shout encouragement to Tozawa on the outside. As he gets elevated, no. What a counter, but Callihan rolls through. Tozawa scores. But only one. Took his head off.
Going for that German suplex again. Bridge this time.
He got him. Big win for Akira Tozawa to kick things off here in New York City.
Here is your winner, Akira Tozawa! Since I know you're not used to seeing them, New York City, this is what winners look like! Akira Tozawa's got to prove himself this weekend. He is a member of the stable in professional wrestling, Kamikaze USA. We are winners, we are killers, we are champions. Not a bunch of losers like, say, the Yankees, Jets, or Knicks, or the Giants, the Rangers, the Mets. We can go on. NYC's own, the notorious 187 Homicide, who's not even here tonight to defend his home turf. Instead, he's sitting home back in Brooklyn with his thumb up his ass, bitching about Vince Russo.
Wow.
He's a typical New Yorker, like all of you pussy.
Oh, Remy Sky just slapped Jon Moxley.
Sporting the Giants colors there.
How dare you? Come to the middle of our city, New York City, the greatest city in the world. Hey, this ain't Ohio, buddy. Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Whoa. She's right. It's not Cincinnati.
You are lucky that Homicide isn't here. That's the only reason why you're stepping in this ring and running your mouth. Because if he was, you'd be cowering in the corner. But I'm going to speak on behalf of Homicide, and I'm going to be speaking on behalf of everybody here right now, and on behalf of New York City. When I tell you to shut up!
You smell really good when you get really close to me like that. See, what's going on here is this playboy here obviously has a crush on me. But she's very shy and is intimidated by me, so she's channeling her sexual energy and power. Oh! Alright, you stupid bimbo. I'm not gonna waste my time on you, alright? Alright, it's 2011 and I made a resolution not to hit women anymore, even if they deserve it. But, I don't think you did. So, maybe we'll give her what she deserves, huh? Hit her in the door right now, slap her. Slap her in the door right now.
Tozawa doesn't want to hit her. Good for him.
I asked you to do something for me. Why don't you slap some sense into her? She needs to learn that New York City sucks. They're bums and cowards. Pieces of garbage.
Oh, wait a minute! Jigsaw's out!
Jigsaw from the Bronx, representing New York, taking offense to Jon Moxley. There's the bell. Referee Jason Harding hits the ring as well as Remy Sky makes her way back to the locker room.
Now in the ring, Jon Moxley versus the Bronx's own Jigsaw!
We mentioned before, it's a big weekend for a lot of the guys on the Dragon Gate USA shows. None bigger than Jigsaw right here in his hometown. He's got friends, he's got family here, and he is taking Jon Moxley up and over to the top.
Jigsaw clearing that top rope with ease, wiping out Moxley on the floor, and continuing to stalk the leader of Kamikaze USA on the outside.
Jigsaw puts on the brakes. Shot to the midsection. Jason Harding putting the count on both men. Up to the stage, Jigsaw leaps again onto Moxley out of the floor.
Jason Harding continuing the double count as Moxley gets rolled back under the bottom rope by Jigsaw. And I don't think Jon Moxley was ready for the onslaught that Jigsaw was prepared to bring from the opening of this contest.
Jigsaw fired away on Moxley, just saw there. Moxley cowered away, Jigsaw head of steam.
Foot to the face on a charging Jigsaw by Moxley, who gets a head of steam and eats the boot of Jigsaw as well. But scores with the forearm. Jigsaw hung him in the ropes there awkwardly before crashing down to the floor.
Oh, and Moxley now showing his arrogance here, taking a little time before he goes out. Feels this is his opportunity here to pick Jigsaw apart. No one from Chikara's second gun is here with Jigsaw this weekend. He is going in alone, or so you would think. Russian leg sweep into the barricade, but he's got New York City behind him.
I heard Rebby Sky talking about the notorious 187 Homicide, and it will be Homicide and Moxley this weekend. No rules. As this feud between Homicide and Moxley continues here at Dragon Gate USA, as Moxley going to work on the elbow now of Jigsaw, trying to soften up that arm, perhaps with a cross-face chicken wing that he has put so many people away with here.
It's a very sound strategy here by Jon Moxley, targeting the arm of Jigsaw. As you mentioned, Lenny, that cross-face chicken wing, very devastating hold.
And the elbow from Moxley knocks Jigsaw down, goes for the cover, but does not hook the leg. And Jigsaw able to power out at 2.
And you see Moxley, every time he picks Jigsaw, he's still tweaking that arm just a little bit.
Release vertical suplex by Moxley. And again, a cocky cover can't put Jigsaw away.
And again, you see him still holding on and trapping that arm. He's got his leg wrapped around Jigsaw's head.
He's got the Kimura. Submission predicament for Jigsaw, but refuses to give it up. And the fans here in New York City get behind Jigsaw.
Moxley going for a suplex again. No, puts him on the top rope here.
Continuing to taunt the fans of New York here at BB King's.
Jigsaw fights out of it though, drops Moxley face first to the canvas. Jigsaw still up on the top rope. Double stomp to the back of the head. Moxley could be out of it. He looks dazed. Jigsaw needs to capitalize. Go for the cover.
All the momentum of Jigsaw coming out off the top rope. The body weight full force on the back of the neck of Jon Moxley. Basically giving him a case of whiplash. Right there as Jigsaw again scores with a clothesline in the back elbow and a drop kick right on the button.
Jig and tonic, you heard him say it. If he hits this, Moxley rolls through though. Jigsaw rolls through as well.
This is the boot, roll up by Moxley. He's got the tights. Not enough. Enziguri almost took his head off. Brainbuster drops him right on his skull.
Hooks the leg. Moxley kicks out of it though. Jigsaw still staying on his man here. Letting Moxley get to his feet here. Connects with a chop. Just like that, Moxley connects with a clothesline, and he is back in control of this contest. He's signaling for the end on Jigsaw.
Butterflies the arms. Went for that hook and ladder, but a great counter right there by Jigsaw. Had it scouted and picked up a 2 count. Ducks the clothesline. Super kick connects.
Moxley down, Jigsaw up. Climbing to the top rope. What's he have in mind here?
Double stop across the midsection. Hooks both legs. This might be it. No.
So close. Jason Harding's hand coming down just centimeters from a 3. Jigsaw, don't let it get the better of you.
Ace crusher. My Moxley, that might be it now.
The Ace crusher, the calling card of the notorious 187 Homicide.
Crossface chicken wing by Moxley. Jigsaw trying to make it to the ropes and does. Referee Jason Harding calling for the break, but Moxley pulls him away, gets a stunner for his troubles from Jigsaw. Super kick.
Oh, but look at Jigsaw favoring that arm a little bit. Wait a minute.
YAMATO on the outside.
What's YAMATO doing out here?
Sends Jigsaw crashing into the barricade while Moxley has got Jason Harding tied up.
Yeah, Jigsaw was favoring that arm even before he got thrown to the barricade on the outside. And now Moxley, like the shark that he is, smells blood, body scissors locked on.
Right back to the crossface chicken wing. Nowhere for Jigsaw to go. He's forced to tap.
As a result of submission, Jon Moxley!
Moxley again calling for the mic. Yeah, he picked up the win, and it was by submission, but not without a little help.
Are you enjoying the first part of the show? We sure are. Let me introduce you to the next Open Freedom Gate champion, YAMATO. Exactly what I said. New Yorkers, quitters. Hey, Jigsaw, you got something in common with Homicide. You're both afraid to show your face.
Oh, come on.
What do you think about New York? It's all okay, no problem. Yeah, that's right.
Just as YAMATO was saying no problem, here comes the Open the Freedom Gate champion, BxB Hulk, out to ringside.
Step one of the three-step gauntlet that Kamikaze USA has laid out for BxB Hulk is standing right in the ring. Oh!
Clearly on the same page with Remy Scott, but he turned his back on YAMATO. You can never turn your back on anybody.
I think BxB Hulk said he wants to put the title on the line. Right now, you ring that damn bell, Bryce.
Referee's called for the bell, and we've got the title match right now. BxB Hulk hasn't even got a chance to get his ring jacket on, and YAMATO is just tearing him apart here.
Currently in the ring, YAMATO versus BxB Hulk for the Freedom Gate Championship.
Two men that squared off in the very first match in Dragon Gate USA history back in Philadelphia at Open the Historic Gate.
It was YAMATO who was victorious there, but it was just a few months later where the Open the Freedom Gate champion was crowned, and it was BxB Hulk getting a measure of revenge by beating YAMATO in the finals to become the Open the Freedom Gate champion, and now he is faced with his toughest competition, one would say, in this Kamikaze USA gauntlet, starting off with YAMATO here in New York, and YAMATO is just beating BxB Hulk.
The war between BxB Hulk and Kamikaze USA has pretty much waged itself here in Dragon Gate USA since our opening event back in Philadelphia, and it has not let up. At every opportunity, Kamikaze USA has done everything possible to make BxB Hulk's life a living hell, both here and in Japan.
Oh, wait a minute, somebody just came out of the rail. Lenny, who is that?
It's Julius Smokes! Julius Smokes! Out of nowhere from the crowd!
That's Homicide's right-hand man, Julius Smokes. He's sending a message to Jon Moxley.
Well, Jon Moxley was running his mouth about Homicide all night, and clearly Homicide sending a message to Jon Moxley that he hasn't forgotten about him as he and Moxley brought over the building here. We've got the Open the Freedom Gate title match still going on inside the ring.
And that was the opening. BxB Hulk, he's a stablemate of Homicide in World 1. Now BxB Hulk lighting up with those lightning fast kicks to the hamstring of YAMATO, and now BxB Hulk back in control of this contest with that side headlock.
And BxB Hulk wisely trying to slow things down here as YAMATO got the jump on him. BxB Hulk maybe using this as an opportunity to regain his bearings in this matchup. As YAMATO with a handful of hair grabs the side headlock. But BxB Hulk firing away in the midsection, frees himself, and as the ropes goes YAMATO, but pulls him over with the shoulder block. A nice kip up right there by BxB Hulk.
Unbelievable agility there by BxB Hulk. Shot in, YAMATO drops down, nice handspring.
Cartwheel over the top, beat Paso into the ropes. The pace quickens here now. An arm drag by the champ, right back to his feet. The dropkick swatted away by the challenger. Right back to his feet, however, with an arm drag is BxB Hulk, and another dropkick by the champ. Takes the challenger off his feet.
You know, Lenny, we keep talking about the Kamikaze USA gauntlet. We've got Yamato, we've got Jon Moxley. And we've got Tozawa, but the thing is, if BxB Hulk is victorious on all 3 nights, there is no argument that can be made that he would definitely be the best champion in all the United States. And this is just out of hand here with Julius Smokes and Jon Moxley.
As they just went blowing by us here. As they made their way to the back. Cravat with the knee strikes right there. By BxB Hulk, who's in the ropes. Drop kick right to the back of the head. By the Open the Freedom Gate champion, who's only able to get a 1 count. Referee Bryce Remsburg right there. As again, Hulk trying to slow Yamato down with the rear chin lock. Now measures him with that elbow right to the bridge of the nose. That will certainly water your eyes. You get smacked in the nose like that, makes it very difficult to see. Your eyes well up with tears, and Yamato certainly appearing to be in some difficulty now as BxB Hulk continues to attack the challenger here.
And this is what BxB Hulk needs to do by setting an example by defeating Yamato here. Nicely done.
Gets himself a 2 count right there. Not enough to put away Yamato.
BxB Hulk just showing that supreme agility that he has. You look at those kicks and how devastating they are. Do not forget about how quick and how agile he is. That's why he is the Open the Freedom Gate champion. Taking on all comers as evident by the gauntlet this weekend over the course of all 3 United shows, as those kicks are just devastating the chest of Yamato.
That one scores right to the temple, again taking the challenger off his feet. And it was all Yamato at the opening bell as he jumped the champion from behind. But BxB Hulk showing his championship medal here is a grapevine, though, by Yamato, the submission expert. Caught the champ unawares, took him off his feet. And now BxB Hulk finds himself in a submission predicament here with the leg bar.
You saw him trying to kick his way out of it, so Yamato just cranked it just a little bit tighter and a little bit cinched up more there, and you see BxB Hulk now trying to fight, trying to get out of this hole.
Yamato wisely attacking the legs of BxB Hulk. We talked about the champion's quickness advantage that he probably possesses in a matchup against Yamato, but Yamato using his submission expertise to negate that quickness advantage of the champion, taking one of the legs away.
Ball head is steamed there by Yamato. There's a kick. Oh no, got caught. He's got that same leg trapped up in those ropes. Drop kick to that knee, that exposed knee. There was no way for that to go, and it's hyperextended across that top rope. And now Yamato back in control of this contest.
He's got the sleeper. Wait a second. Julius Smokes here at the broadcast booth. What the hell are you doing here?
Where's Wesley Snipes when you need him? Huh? My blood, my blood. My flesh, my flesh. You see, me and Homicide, we roll together. That's my boy. When he asked me, am I my brother's keeper? I said, yes, I am. Jon Moxley? Now, Moxley, who is this guy? Let me tell you something, my boy. You're not going to make it to Philadelphia. We're going to turn you to a cheesesteak before you get there. Oh, yeah. Union City? New Jersey? I say, no. You will not make it. We ride and die, baby. Brooklyn, we'll steal your couch. Oh, yeah.
Julius Smokes clearly here at the behest of the notorious 187 Homicide.
Just comes and interrupts us here.
He came here and interrupt us. Are you going to stop him?
No way.
Always bet on black. Remember that, Chikarason.
And you see now Yamato back in control of this contest. Still holding on to that leg. I'll tell you, Julius Smokes is still here. You're a little shaken up. I ain't saying nothing, man.
Again, Yamato with submission predicament as he's got the leg again trapped of BxB Hulk in the center of the ring. Referee Bryce Remsburg right there is try and compose yourself, Chikarason. We got a broadcast here. Help me out.
I'm
I'm still shaking up. Julius Smokes was just here. You saw what he did to Moxley. Do a lot worse to me. Right now, though, you see Yamato. And again, Yamato, he's the first one in this gauntlet. Even if he's not victorious, maybe the Kamikaze USA plan is just to soften up BxB Hulk so that when he goes into Philadelphia tomorrow, or he goes into Union City on Sunday, he is easy pickings for the rest of Kamikaze USA, as you see right now. Figure 4 leg lock, trying to be blocked here by BxB Hulk.
Yeah, while all 3 members of Kamikaze USA in competition this weekend would love to be the man to dethrone BxB Hulk and become the Open the Freedom Gate champion, I think at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter to them which one of them is the one who does it, just so long as BxB Hulk does not leave this weekend with the Open the Freedom Gate championship around his waist. Of course, Shingo is the man who really had his sights set on BxB Hulk. He is out of action, a shoulder injury suffered in Japan several weeks ago, and he is out on the shelf for a couple of months, but as Jon Moxley said, he will be back better than ever, and I'm sure when he gets back, he'll be looking for a piece of BxB Hulk, as I'm sure the 2 of them have some unfinished business, at least in Shingo's mind.
BxB Hulk, there you saw it, made it to the ropes to break that figure 4 leg lock. But there's been a lot of damage done to that leg. You see him smacking it there, trying to get some of the feeling back in. And that is definitely going to hinder his kicking game, his agility, his speed. And that's just what Yamato wants out of this contest as he just chops away at BxB Hulk.
Front face lock grab by the challenger, looking to take the champ off his feet. However, BxB Hulk able to block as he tries to snap him up one more time and still unable to get the champ off his feet. Tries to soften him up there with shots to the midsection. Boot to the gut, doubles him up. Yamato with speed into the ropes, stuck in the clothesline. BxB Hulk misses the clothesline himself. And it's Yamato off the ropes with momentum right to the midsection for 2. A kick out, but right into the ankle lock.
Perfect maneuvering there by Yamato. Used BxB Hulk's own momentum on the kick out to easily get him into that ankle lock, but BxB Hulk up to his feet. Looking to get out of this hole. Went for the Enziguri. Yamato had it scouted. Now single leg Boston Crab, center of the ring.
Sitting down deep is Yamato, all of his weight cranking down on the leg of BxB Hulk. And look at the angle now that Yamato has the leg of BxB Hulk.
Yamato's got a wide base on this now, standing up, putting tons more pressure on it. BxB Hulk doing everything he can to fight out of this. Bryce right there asking him if he gives it up. I don't think BxB Hulk is going to give it up. He knows what's on stake here, but makes it to the ropes. And Yamato breaks the hold without much grief from Bryce Remsburg.
That may be a first on the part of Yamato.
That's why I mentioned it. A little out of character for him.
Face to face in the corner. Vicious chop to the chest by the challenger, and again he scores with a chop. Oh, short right hand caught him right on the jaw, and another one. Just softening up BxB Hulk in the corner with those little right hands to the jaw that BxB Hulk never saw coming. Went to whip him into the turnbuckles. That leg just buckled underneath the champion, and he was unable to make the trek from one corner to the other. And Bryce Remsburg now needs to be seriously thinking about the health and well-being of the Open the Freedom Gate champion as he continues to go on this match with just one good leg here.
We saw before that injury done to Jigsaw. Doctors were checking on him back here. That arm could be severely hurt. Oh, nice!
Well, that's one way to avoid being sent off for the ride. Just cartwheel your way out of it. And then he gets dropped face first on the top turnbuckle instead by the challenger who charges. Overhead kick.
Right on the top of the head there, Days Yamato. Ooh, nice evade there. That agility's still there. A little slow on that leap to the rope. Yamato put the brakes on him, but there, scores right in the mouth with that missile drop kick. And that is the momentum. That's the shot that BxB Hulk needed to turn the tide of this contest.
If nothing else, just to buy himself a little bit of time to recuperate here as the double count applied by referee Bryce Remsburg. And there's the agility of BxB Hulk on display.
He's got his second wing there. You see him slapping that leg, trying to get some of the feeling back into it.
Both men back to their feet. Lightning fast feet. That one blocked, that one avoided, but the sweep of the leg. scores one more time on Yamato.
Yamato is down but not out, but BxB Hulk is in control if he can string together a couple moves here.
Repeated elbows to the shoulder. Spin heel kick right to the side of the head. Quickly hooks the leg, goes for the cover, but only two.
Got him right behind the ear. It looked like with the heel of his boot. And that could do a lot of damage to your equilibrium with a shot like that. BxB Hulk, though, this is what he needs. He needs to stay on his man. Yamato now slowly to his feet.
Looking to finish him off here.
Pump handle up on the shoulder.
Oh, great counter right there by Yamato, but eats the boot to the midsection from BxB Hulk, who sends him into the ropes. Sunset flip. Nope. Quickly into a submission predicament, single leg crab one more time, and look at Yamato drag the champion to the middle of the ring, not giving him the opportunity to grab the ropes right there.
He's got his foot right on the back of BxB Hulk's head as he just stretches him back.
Oh, the human body is not supposed to bend in that manner. BxB Hulk's in big trouble.
And you see Yamato keep turning him, trying to keep him, his ring presence confused, keep him away from the ropes. But BxB Hulk caught a glimpse of it. He's inching toward the ropes. Is he gonna make it here, Lenny? Bryce Remsburg right there to see if he's gonna give it up or if he makes it to the ropes, and he does.
Fans urging him on. As BxB Hulk, in fact, makes it to the ropes, earns himself the break, but how much more damage done to the leg of the Open the Freedom Gate champion here by the challenger. And Hulk is slow to get to his feet in the corner, and Yamato ready to pounce here.
BxB Hulk in the corner. Yamato had a steam.
Oh, listen to the impact.
Whips him in. There's the reversal by BxB Hulk. A little slow to capitalize on it, though. Yamato so quick, got the foot up.
Well, Yamato called him in, and he got tagged for his troubles there by BxB Hulk. Elbow strikes now from Hulk.
BxB Hulk now fired away, rapid fire. Again at the back of the head of Yamato. He is not letting up. If he connects here, he's going for a superplex. Perhaps if he connects with this could be what it is to knock off the first man in the Kamikaze USA Gauntlet. No!
Power slam off the top!
And you see Yamato on the ground. His hands are shaking. He's holding his back. That took a lot out of him, but BxB Hulk needs to capitalize for the victory here. Yamato, though, up to his feet first. BxB Hulk just a few moments behind him, still feeling the effects of all that punishment that has been done to that left leg throughout the course of this contest.
Both these guys starting to show the wear and tear. As you mentioned, this BxB Hulk, though, looking to go on the offensive in the corner. Again, elbow to the back of the head of the challenger Yamato. As he tells Bryce Remsburg, does BxB Hulk to check on Yamato in the corner. Yamato doesn't give it up, but he gets tagged one more time with a running boot by the champion with nowhere for Yamato to go in the corner.
Into the center of the ring, a series of knee strikes to the chest. Kick right to that back. Cover.
Well, they can only two. As Yamato able to dig down and get the shoulder up.
BxB Hulk fighting to keep a grasp on that Open the Freedom Gate Championship in the hopes to get to Philly tomorrow and Union City on Sunday. And he has got Yamato in a prime position. Yamato!
Oh, may have been playing possum right there, Yamato, as he takes the balance away from BxB Hulk in the corner. Connects with the running boot.
And now BxB Hulk perched precariously on that top turnbuckle as Yamato follows in. Got a front face lock, clubbing away at the back. Could be going for a superplex here, all the way from the top, perhaps.
All the way up he goes. Dangerous position here. The champion up to the top as well. Superplex cover. No.
Yamato immediately grab that leg for the cover, but still not enough to keep the Open the Freedom Gate champion down.
Another double count applied here by Bryce Remsburg. As the fans here at BB King's urging both these great athletes back to their feet with the question hanging in the balance, will BxB Hulk leave BB King's as the Open the Freedom Gate champion when this match is over.
Now both men in the center of the ring trading forearm shots. You saw that wild look in Yamato's eye, only to be answered by a wild look in BxB Hulk's eyes.
And I give BxB Hulk all the credit in the world, but I don't think he wants to slug it out toe-to-toe with Yamato here. Definitely at a disadvantage when it comes to fisticuffs here with Yamato. But he's holding his own here.
And he takes Yamato down. BxB Hulk had a steam.
Rolling elbow connects into the ropes. Super kick. Big boot to the face by Yamato as the pace quickens one more time. What agility by BxB Hulk. But Yamato right back up. Stops on the foot. Enziguri. Oh, that one dazed the champ.
Didn't take him down though.
Waistlock. Back heel kick. Enziguri of his own, but doesn't take the challenger off his feet.
Pump handle. Up on the shoulder.
Nails him. Only two. I mean, that's as close to three as you can get.
That was the center of the ring. BxB Hulk, a look of disbelief on his face. Bryce thought it was three. These fans thought it was three. Yamato's glad it wasn't three. Yamato may have kicked out of that, but will he have enough to continue here with BxB Hulk on the offensive here? A little slow going after that punishment, but he's got him again. He's going for that pump handle again.
Yamato trying to fight him off here. Elevated. Slips out the back door. He's got him on the shoulder. Hulk trying to fight his way free. Elbow. Oh, Enziguri missed.
Sears that kicks to the jaw and right on the top of the head.
Nails him. First flash. But again, only two.
Yamato not only came here to punish, but he came here to win. He keeps kicking out and kicking out. BxB Hulk now looks to maybe be finishing him off for good, or at least he hopes so.
I'll be looking for the Phoenix Splash here as he makes his way to the corner. All the way to the top.
Yamato prone in the center of the ring. Again, he couldn't get that full rotation there, Lenny, because of that injury to that knee. And he came down hard.
And you see him favoring that leg as he came crashing down. But back to his feet is the champ as he looks to finish Yamato off here. Hulk trying to dig down. What guts being shown here by the Open the Freedom Gate champ. But take nothing away from the challenger Yamato, who continues to get back to his feet.
Going for that slam again from the pump handle. No.
Choke sleeper by Yamato.
And he is right on BxB Hulk's back. Brings him right down immediately. Still got that locked in. BxB Hulk trying to fight his way back to his feet, hoping to get to the ropes. Inches away, he made it. No.
Sleeper suplex right on the back of his head. Kick to the head.
Center of the ring, brain buster, stacked him up on the top of his head.
Oh, that's got to be it. We got a new champ. No. Yamato, not quite enough to put him away, but it could be time for Galleria.
He's got him locked up. And we have a new champion, Lenny.
The crowd here at BxB Kings is shocked, and so am I. Yamato has just won the Open the Freedom Gate Championship.
The winner of the match and new Open the Freedom Gate champion, YAMATO.
Well, we worried and wondered, rather, would BxB Hulk make it through the weekend? As the Open the Freedom Gate champion, he didn't make it out of New York. Kamikaze USA now holds the top prize in Dragon Gate USA. And Jimmy Jacobs is at ringside.
Somebody say something about Jimmy Jacobs here tonight.
long road to my shot to open the Freedom Gate Championship. But it looks like you're the guy at the end of that road now, huh? So, YAMATO, enjoy it while you can. Congratulations.
Jimmy Jacobs said he's on the road to the title here in Dragon Gate USA in 2011. And you heard him just say that's the man at the end of that road, YAMATO, the brand new Open the Freedom Gate champion.
Jacobs wasting no time laying out the challenge.
Starts tonight. I asked for the biggest. I asked for the baddest. So big, bad, Brodie Lee, get out here right now!
Jimmy Jacobs laying out the challenge. The heavy hitter of Blood Warriors. The angry trucker Brodie Lee, accompanied to ringside by his Blood Warriors stablemates. And Jimmy Jacobs wasting no time going after the big man.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Jacobs versus the big wig, Brodie Lee.
Brodie Lee, not only the biggest man in Dragon Gate USA, but the monster mowing down man after man in Japan for Dragon Gate for Blood Warriors, defeating Mochizuki in one of his 2 singles losses in all of 2010. And now, Jimmy Jacobs trying to chomp away at Brodie Lee, and Brodie Lee just keeps on coming at him.
Oh, I don't think Jimmy Jacobs wants to trade chops with Brodie Lee. Jacobs has all the heart in the world. He may be the smartest wrestler in Dragon Gate USA, if not the biggest, but I don't know how smart it is to try and trade shots with Brodie Lee when you are giving up close to a foot in height and well over 100 pounds to the big, bad trucker from the Northeast, Brodie Lee.
Jimmy Jacobs, though, not afraid. Jumps right in the waiting arms of Brodie Lee and just runs him back first into that steel pole outside the ring.
You mentioned Brodie Lee's victory over Masaki Mochizuki in Japan. It was in 2010 that Masaki Mochizuki posted the best winning percentage of any Dragon Gate star in singles competition, only suffering 2 losses in all of 2010, but it was just a couple of weeks ago that Brodie Lee picked up that victory, the first of 2011, over Masaki Mochizuki, and he looks to get one here over Jimmy Jacobs as he's just stepping on the throat of Jacobs here with Jason Harding trying to force Brodie Lee to break the hold, but I don't really think anybody can force Brodie Lee to do anything he doesn't want to do.
And he's got a good majority of Blood Warriors at ringside with him here, and he's got Jacobs right where he wants him. Picks him up, suplex, holding him up there in the lights, letting him think about it. But Jacobs still fighting, trying to get out of it, but no, just drop down hard onto the canvas.
Yeah, Jacobs trying to fight his way out of that suplex position, but those shots to the midsection, not a lot of steam on those blows, especially when being hung upside down by a monster the size of Brodie Lee. A little tough to get anything on those shots. Brodie Lee, however, having no trouble getting plenty on the shots he's dishing out to Jimmy Jacobs here.
You mentioned before the size and weight disadvantage that Jimmy Jacobs has facing off with Brodie Lee. He said he wanted the biggest and the baddest to start his road to the title. And Brodie Lee may be taking some offense to that. Oh, and looking to maybe deck Jason Harding, the referee here.
Well, Brodie Lee made his living for many years on the road. And I don't know if that's a road that Jimmy Jacobs really wanted to travel. It's one thing to end your travel against a guy like Brodie Lee. I don't know how successful a road to any title is going to be when it starts with a guy the size of Brodie Lee, who's just perennially pissed off.
And Jacobs here taking shot after shot from Brodie Lee and now getting back up to his feet.
But that's the one thing that Jimmy Jacobs may do better than anybody, and that is take punishment and continue to fight. And we're seeing that right here. Jacobs firing back on Lee.
A series of shots here trying to light up Brodie Lee, hoping to take him down.
Super kick by Brodie Lee. That's not something you see out of a guy the size of Brodie Jacobs locked in on Brodie Lee, but he's having trouble getting Brodie Lee doubled over. Usually it's that body scissors by Jacobs while holding on to that front chancery that forces his opponent down and enables him to really cinch down on the choke and get maximum effort out of the hold, but Brodie Lee just so tall. As that missile dropkick from Jacobs sends Brodie Lee crashing out to the floor in front of the rest of Blood Warriors.
Jacobs up to his feet, looking to go up and over on Brodie Lee, who gets out of the way. Kick to the midsection. Brodie Lee has him up and power bombs him right on the stage here in front of us, Lenny.
He just launched Jimmy Jacobs from the floor onto this elevated stage about 4 feet in the air, tossing him around like he was a sack of potatoes.
Tossing him around here, brings him right back into the ring. Clothesline just devastates him.
Vicious lariat by Lee, but no. Only 2, and frustration on the face of Brodie Lee here, as he was unable to put Jacobs away, and Lee thought after that shot Jacobs took out on the floor here, plus that clothesline, it would have been enough, but Jacobs had other things in mind as he's back to his feet in the corner, avoids the big boot.
Brodie Lee connected with that would have been all. Quick with the roll-up. Only 2, Jimmy Jacobs, though.
Couldn't hold him down, into the corner he goes. Springboard ace crusher off that second rope.
And using his speed here to his advantage, taking a moment though. Could be going for that senton off the top.
He nails it! But Lee powers out at 2.
That would have been a huge way to start off his road to the title. That victory over Brodie Lee after he connected with that senton, but to no avail. Jimmy Jacobs, though, still in this contest. Brodie Lee a little dazed now.
Well, that took a lot out of him. Oh, the big boot. That took even more out of Jacobs. Sit out, power bomb, and it is over. Brodie Lee continues his path of destruction here in Dragon Gate USA.
The winner of the match, the Big Rig, Brodie Lee!
Brodie Lee with a big victory as Blood Warriors in the ring to celebrate the big man. Picking up the victory here on iPay-Per-View.
And these other 4 men in the ring, Naruki, Doi, and Ricochet, and CIMA, and Dragon Kid, they're in the title tournament for those tag belts later tonight, representing Blood Warriors. There's a way to start off that roll.
Ronin, baby! Ronin, baby! Johnny Gargano, he's the beast, he's in the cat's pajamas, and Chuck and T, she's the macaroni, and Mrs. Swann, yeah, well, I'm the macaroni, and together we make Ron, yeah.
Trying to make an impact here at BB King's New York City.
Tonight, myself, Johnny Gargano, and Rich Swann, we prove that we belong in the ring with you Dragon Gate wrestlers. We prove that we belong in Japan. And I see Doi and Ricochet out here. I see myself and Johnny Gargano. Why don't we start this tag tournament right now?
no points. Introducing first, standing to my right, representing Ronin, baby! First hailing from Murray, Kentucky, and weighing in at 200 pounds, he is the Kentucky gentleman, His tag team partner weighs in at 199 pounds and hails from Cleveland, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, the whole shebang, Johnny Gargano! And their opponents, standing to my left and representing the Blood Warriors. Introducing first, weighing in at 74 kilograms and hailing from Paducah, Kentucky, he is 1/3 of the Open, the Triangle Gate champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricochet! Tag team partner weighs in at 82 kilograms and hails from Nara, Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, Naruki!
Our first matchup in this round-robin tournament to determine the first ever Open the United Gate Tag Team Champions. The team of Ronin, Johnny Gargano starting things off for he and Chuck Taylor against Blood Warriors, and one of their two teams in this tournament, Naruki Doi, starting things off for his team, his partner Ricochet on the outside. Ricochet 1/3 of the Open the Triangle Gate Champions in Dragon Gate in Japan, their equivalent of the 6-man Tag Team Championship. And it is Naruki Doi and Johnny Gargano kicking things off, with Gargano controlling Doi's arm to start things off.
And you mentioned about him being 1/3 of the Open Triangle Gate Champions. That's a huge impact that Ricochet made in his debut in Japan. It's the first time that he and Naruki Doi are teaming up. Gargano and Chuck Taylor have been teaming up with a little bit more frequency. Made a huge impact at Bushido Code of the Warrior back on October 29th. And you heard Ronin make their intentions known here today for their twofold plan over the 3-course day weekend here. 1, win the Open United Gate Championship, and 2, state their claim in going to Japan.
Well, they see the success that guys like Brodie Lee and Ricochet have had here in Dragon Gate USA and parlayed that into success with Dragon Gate in Japan, and the cocky trio want to get their piece of the pie, as it were. We've seen Johnny Gargano over the course of several months here basically was campaigning to get his spot in one of the Japanese stables, when that was met with derision on the part of most of the members of those stables. He went out on his own, formed his own trio with Chuck Taylor and their partner Rich Swann, who remains at ringside.
Gargano here in control, one of the top athletes here in the United States, Dragon Gate USA, no matter where he goes, showing that here against one of the best in the world, Naruki Doi.
Well, Naruki Doi, the longest reigning Open the Dream Gate champion in history. And he is looking to make the tag here to Ricochet, the man known as the future of flight. There's another man on the show here tonight who many people claim are the greatest two high flyers in the business. We'll see later on tonight Pac in his tag team match.
Chuck Taylor and Ricochet now here in the ring. These two men know each other very well. They have feuded all over the United States. And now here, with so much more on the line on pay-per-view, Dragon Gate USA.
Ricochet in absolutely fantastic shape here. I have never seen him look in better condition than he has gotten in over the past couple of months. And while many people may say that Chuck Taylor, not the most well-conditioned athlete, doesn't have the best-looking body. In fact, Chuck Taylor will tell you that himself. But what he does is get it done inside the ring each and every time he competes. He may not be the prettiest, he may not be the flashiest. What did Al Davis say? Just win, baby. That's what Chuck Taylor does, and he does it a lot.
But you see Ricochet using that speed, using that conditioning just to stay one step ahead. That man he knows very well, and Chuck Taylor back into his partner, Naruki Doi's corner. We mentioned Blood Warriors has 2 teams in this tournament. That gives Blood Warriors a great opportunity to leave this weekend Sunday in Union City, holding those Open the United Gate titles. And right now, Naruki Doi has got Chuck Taylor locked up in the middle of the ring, rolled him through.
Yeah, lateral guillotine right there by Doi, gets himself a near fall. As referee Bryce Remsburg right there with the count. As Johnny Gargano and Rich Swann looking on, and Chuck Taylor being punished by Naruki Doi, who makes another tag to Ricochet. And that's probably the 3rd or 4th tag made by Blood Warriors in this matchup. And they're doing a great job of keeping a fresh man in the ring at all times here in the course of this matchup. And the longer that Chuck Taylor is in there getting punished without being able to make a tag, the more difficulty he is going to face. As this match wears on, nice drop kick there by Ricochet as he hooks the leg very deep, but only 2.
Ricochet still holding on control here, and you mentioned those quick and frequent tags by he and Naruki Doi, the first time tagging together, showing great teamwork. They want to shut the mouths of Ronin with those comments they made about how they should be in Japan. Rolls him through to snapmare. Naruki Doi now sets him up and just stomps him right in the chest after he knocked Gargano off the apron.
Naruki Doi taking a peek over his shoulder there before delivering the boot to Chuck Taylor. Knows something about the numbers game, does Naruki Doi, as he made sure that neither Rich Swann nor Johnny Gargano were going to be able to involve themselves before he turned his attention back to Taylor, and with good reason, as we saw Gargano try to reach for the legs of Doi right there as he hit the ropes with momentum, and made yet another tag to Ricochet as the human highlight film makes his way back into the ring and doing a little dance.
I guess he was feeling that song that Rich Swann was singing when he came out, that Ronin Baby song.
Yeah, I doubt that. There's been a lot of great music here over the years at BB King's in Times Square. I don't think anyone's going to put Rich Swann on the bill anytime soon. And Ricochet, however, might be seeing a dentist sometime soon as he went face first into the boot.
Nice tandem offense there out of Ronin members, Johnny Gargano and Chuck Taylor. Nice kick to the face, Gargano in control of Ricochet. Snap suplex, holds on, floats over. Only 1. And you saw Ricochet there immediately attempt to go for that tag. Gargano held on, did not let him.
And now it's Gargano making the tag to Chuck Taylor as Ronin looks to replicate the early match success that Blood Warriors had, making frequent tags here. Double team elbow.
What is this? You know, I'm all about Ronin, their chances here in the tournament, but stick to wrestling, guys. Enough of the dancing.
They're singing, they're dancing. Ricochet in the corner as Bryce Remsburg being sent to the opposite side of the ring. And, I'll give Gargano credit for once he's right. He actually didn't do anything.
Holds on, butterfly suplex over. Nice kip up there by Chuck Taylor. You mentioned before, may not have the same conditioning that Ricochet has, but he can get it done.
Naruki Doi looking to possibly break up that pin attempt. However, Ricochet able to kick out on his own. There's another tag made by Ronin here. Sending Ricochet in for the ride. Tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Gargano off the ropes. Almost takes his head off.
These two have been teaming up quite frequently again since aligning in October at Bushido Way of the Warrior. And now Gargano in control of Ricochet. Nicely done with that Russian leg sweep. Still holds on. Rolls him into a cover. No, brings him through for a submission.
The pain etched on the face of Ricochet as Remsburg asks him if he wants to give it up. Naruki Doi trying to get the crowd behind his partner here as he gets turned into a pinning combination instead, but able to kick out before the count of 3.
And there's a huge opportunity here for these teams. The first match in this tag tournament, round robin style. Ricochet.
Try to utilize that quickness, his aerial ability. Johnny Gargano just one step ahead there.
Just double booted him right out of the air. He had that move well scouted, and now Gargano tosses Ricochet back over to the Ronin corner. Tags in Chuck Taylor here.
Drags Ricochet out of the corner. Scoops him up and slams him in position right in the center. As he dropped right down across the chest of Ricochet, did Taylor. Rather unorthodox but effective maneuver on the part of Taylor as he gets yet another near fall on Ricochet.
And you see Ricochet every time he kicks out, he immediately attempts to lock eyes to make sure he knows where he is in that ring. See his partner Naruki Doi and start making his way to that corner. But each time he does, Ronin is there to stop his momentum, and you see Gargano there knocking Naruki Doi off the apron.
Yeah, that's something that's really been a big part of the maturation process of Ricochet as he's looking able to escape here for the moment. Sends Taylor out to the floor. Scores with that kick. Now needs to make the tag.
Incredible agility there by Ricochet. He is dazed, but he is in the center of the ring on his feet. Dives, makes the tag. Naruki Doi in.
Something where a lot of young wrestlers, when they have the opportunity, maybe go for that one extra offensive maneuver. But instead, Ricochet wisely trying to make the tag and get the fresh partner in now. And he's seeing the results of that effort as Naruki Doi scoring on Gargano, but it's Taylor catching him from behind.
Could be going for a moonsault, but Naruki Doi right back up. Catches Chuck Taylor there on the top rope, hangs him upside down.
Sweeps the legs, and Gargano inadvertently connecting with his partner in the corner, hung upside down in the Trio O.
Ricochet and Doi.
Stereo Daibosu by Blood Warriors in the corner.
And they are now back in control with Naruki Doi, the legal man here. Ricochet with a little kick to Gargano. Assist on the shooting star press, cover. Only 2, Gargano was still in the ring, able to break up that fall.
Now Ricochet quickly pitched out to the floor, but Gargano turns around into the boot from Naruki Doi. Taylor and Gargano in the corner together. It's Taylor using his partner as an assist for the blockbuster out of the corner.
Scores on Doi. Gargano sees Ricochet, but Ricochet to the midsection. Up and over. Head scissors. Rana takes him over. Nicely done by Ricochet. Kick to the midsection. He saw Gargano coming out of the corner of his eye.
Backs Taylor into the corner one more time before charging. Gargano runs up his chest, but lands on the shoulder of Chuck Taylor. A great double team by Ronin, cover! But it's broken up.
Naruki Doi right there to break it up. Rich Swann on the outside trying to get these fans here at BB King's behind his compatriots in Ronin as Naruki Doi just levels Chuck Taylor with those shots, sends him into the buckle. Naruki Doi had a steam big back elbow. Ricochet right there.
Outside with that kick to the back. Through the ropes he went. Doi fives.
Had his steam, but Gargano catches him. That spear, but wait, look, Ricochet's up top. Double knee to the chest, hooks the leg.
Only 2, what agility right there on the part of Ricochet. Chocolate Rain coming down, but not enough to put away Ronin.
Ronin's on the outside of the ring. Naruki Doi down and out, perhaps. Ricochet standing, looking to get ahead of steam here. It's the ropes.
You gotta be kidding me!
So remarkable the things that Ricochet can do in and out of that ring. Flying up that top rope, no hands. Somersault takes out Ronin. And now Bryce putting the count on all 4 men.
Doing battle out on the floor here. Very precarious position out on the floor. Almost out of our vantage point. Oh, listen to that. Oh!
Gargano just leveled Ricochet with that clothesline.
This capacity crowd here in New York City coming alive as the action has got electric out on the floor as Ricochet gets rolled back in by Ronin. Gargano and Taylor looking to double team Ricochet here and perhaps earn the first victory in this tag team title tournament.
2 points toward contention. Double team maneuver here, assist on the DDT, holds him up in a wheelbarrow.
Second able to break it up.
Deep hook of the leg there by Gargano, but as you mentioned, Lenny, Doi diving in to break that up to keep those 2 points from going to Ronin, and now Doi lighting up Chuck Taylor, whips him in, no, holds on. Soul food.
Foot right into the face of Doi's. Ricochet, though, back to his feet in the corner. Taylor with a forearm on Doi. Ricochet gets the boot up. Handspring out of the corner, up onto the shoulders. Reverse Rona. Up onto the shoulders. Doi fives.
Doi but ahead of steam.
Bakatari sliding kick. He took his head off. No.
You saw Ricochet. He thought that was all. He turned his back for just a moment. Didn't see Gargano come in and break up that fall. Now Gargano and Ricochet trading shots in the center of the ring here.
Big right hand, but Gargano doesn't leave his feet. Gargano comes back from the left side. Series of left hands now by Gargano into the ropes.
Getting the better of that exchange.
Elevates him up and over, but Gargano hangs on. Eats the elbow, though. Ricochet into the ropes with speed. Went for the spear, but blocked.
He's holding him for Doi. Gargano trying to fight it. There's that senton.
Only two. Great combination right there of offense by the Blood Warriors duo of Doi and Ricochet, but give Johnny Gargano all the credit in the world. Not enough to put him away.
Blood Warriors in control here. Gargano left to himself. I don't know where Chuck Taylor is here.
Blue Thunder powerbomb there by Doi, who goes out to the floor to tend to Chuck Taylor, but nobody home on that dive right there by Ricochet as Gargano's back to his feet.
Gargano measuring Ricochet. Connects with that kick. Doesn't take him down.
Wipes out Doi with the dive. In comes Chuck Taylor. Ricochet never saw him coming.
Awful center of the ring.
He just spiked him right on his head. This one is over. 2 points for Ronin.
The winners of the match, earning 2 points in the tournament, Johnny Gargano and Chucky Taylor, Ronin!
I don't know if we can categorize that as an upset, but at the very least, a mildly surprising result here in the first matchup of the tournament. 2 points goes to Ronin, and the microphone goes to Johnny
I just
Gargano.
want to take a little poll. How many people here in New York are feeling a little Ronin, baby? Tonight, I think we proved that we can hang in the ring with the best Dragon Gate has to offer, and we belong in Japan.
especially not Rich Swann.
Gargano and Chucky T making their way out of the ring. Rich Swann called out Austin Aries.
Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Aries versus Richie Swann.
Turned his back on Austin Aries. Did Rich Swann, and he paid the price. And Aries looking to finish this one quickly, trying to send a message here. Last chancery. This one might be over before it starts.
And you see Ronin out there trying to help their partner, Rich Swann. Rich Swann, very confident. I don't think he was expecting Aries to come out like that, and Aries, no stables, no one out here to help him.
Oh, but Ronin doing the damage. Taylor and Gargano taking the attention of Aries away just long enough to allow Rich Swann to score that boot from the floor. What agility right there shown by Swann, leaping from the floor between the ropes to plant that boot in the face of Austin Aries, who was waiting in the corner, thought he was going to get chopped, but instead, Swann with a thumb to the eye. That's right out of the playbook of Austin Aries.
Was disrespected by Rich Swann, and Austin Aries has been waiting for this moment to just tear Rich Swann apart.
Yeah, he offered his hand to Rich Swann at that show, offered to take him under his wing and teach him what he could out of what he's learned over the years he has spent here in professional wrestling. And Rich Swann, the cocky youngster that he is, well, he suckered Aries in, and, well, Aries not falling for any of that nonsense. But then gets slapped right in the mush.
Austin Aries was showing his smarts there, putting the brakes on, but Rich Swann showed a little bit too much confidence there, slapping Aries and just further getting under his skin. You gotta be thinking here, Lenny, maybe by doing this, trying to throw Austin Aries off his game, who is already fired up and wants to tear Rich Swann a new one.
Now, you'd think Austin Aries, being the veteran that he is and having been through so many wars in this sport, would be prepared for any kind of tactics like that on the part of Rich Swann. And Aries, not a guy known for losing his cool inside the ring. He is a wrestling machine.
Showing his agility, getting around Rich Swann, one of the premier up-and-coming high flyers in all of wrestling, with that slap in the face. And there's another one for the fans here in New York City.
Yeah, I think Aries a little disappointed he had such a glancing blow on that first slap that kind of felt obliged to deliver a second one a little bit more effectively. And just that quickly, whatever momentum that Rich Swann and Ronin were able to garner against Aries in this matchup has turned in the opposite direction, as Austin Aries now looking to punish Rich Swann in the corner, sends it for the ride, reversal of the whip. Aries one more time into the corner, tried to go for a springboard, almost lost his balance there, but
Rich Swann right behind him there, stopped him, elbowed him away.
See, that's the veteran Austin Aries. Made a mistake, but still able to stop his opponent from capitalizing on that mistake and delivers an effective blow after that attempt, knocking Swann out to the floor. And now Aries, perhaps, looking to deliver the heat-seeking missile here.
Look to be going through those bottom ropes, and Rich Swann put a stop to Aries' momentum there. Aries, one of the best hybrid wrestlers. He can pretty much do it all in the ring. And Rich Swann looking to put a feather in his cap, not only to beat Austin Aries, but also to humiliate him again here in Dragon Gate USA.
Say what you want about Ronin, their attitude. They do come to the ring well prepared. Rich Swann clearly had that dive scouted on Austin Aries' part, And he scored very effectively there, countering that, what is a normally very effective maneuver on the part of Austin Aries right there, and now it's Swann in control out on the floor.
Went to whip him in.
Look at that! Rich Swann pulling out all the stops here.
Unbelievable athleticism there by Rich Swann. Oh, but Aries held on. And he just tossed him right into his Ronin compatriots on the outside here. And there, that heat-seeking missile connects with Aries again. Maybe going up to the buckle to go back out onto Ronin.
Determined look on the face of Aries there on the outside as he grabs a hold of the ear of Rich Swann, trying to drag him back to his feet here.
Jason Harding was putting the count on both men. Aries puts Swann back in to break the plane here. Slugs him right across the chest here.
And back inside the ring goes Aries, as he again contemplates his next move here. Slingshot right down across the chest of Rich Swann. And Aries now, slingshot senton right into a cover, but only two, says referee Jason Harding.
Rich Swann looking for the opportunity to show that he can hang with someone the caliber, an athlete the caliber of Austin Aries, and Austin Aries now just kicking away. There's the cover.
Well, Swann, though, talking that junk as he slugs away at Aries.
Those slaps hurt quite a bit to the chest. Not as much as that. Jawbreaker variation.
And the STO, the power drive elbow. Classic Austin Aries right there.
Aries staying on his man, dodging that elbow right to the small of the back, goes for the cover.
Again, only another near fall for Aries as he sits Swann up, steps over. This is the maneuver he talked about back at Bushido, having invented for just that occasion. As he is wearing out Rich Swann here, just paintbrushing him as he drags his shoulders to the canvas, but only for one.
You see there, he still held on to Rich Swann, keeping him right where he needed to, and rakes the bottoms of his boots across the face of Rich Swann.
While Aries is in command here, he needs to be careful because you're starting to see the shades of frustration showing on the face of Aries here. As we talked about Swann and Ronin trying to get under his skin, and clearly they have been successful in that during the course of this matchup. And Aries is starting to show that on his face here, as he hasn't been able to put Swann away. In fact, Swann now coming back and scoring in the corner very effectively.
Swann with the cover, hooks both legs.
Didn't get much of his body weight across the chest of Aries that enabled him to slip out the back door.
Unbelievable height on that splash. But still not enough to keep Austin Aries down.
Swann trying to get fired up here as both men are back to their feet. Forearm smash sends Aries into the ropes. Swann looking for some momentum into the ropes, but winds up on the shoulders of Aries. Finley roll. Right into the corner he goes, and Aries quickly makes his way to the top here.
So you got in mind here.
Frog splash, but nobody home. As Swann able to free himself from that position. Back heel kick.
Senton brings it crashing down on Aries, hooks both legs again.
But again, only able to get a 2 count. As both men are down here. No surprise who the favorite is here in New York City.
You see, though, every time Rich Swann connects with a big maneuver, he does hook both legs. He knows what kind of competitor Austin Aries is and knows what it takes to keep a man like him down if he wants a victory here at United New York City for Dragon Gate USA.
Well, he knows it only takes 3 seconds. Hitting an athlete the caliber of Austin Aries could make a career in one night for an athlete like Rich Swann.
Palm strike only seemed to anger Aries, and he just fires with a rapid succession of forearms. Rich Swann one step ahead of Aries there with that speed. Kick to the midsection and just follows Aries into the corner.
Now you see Aries gasping for air in the corner after that shot to the gut. Oh, and that one caught him right in the face. Rich Swann getting up with that boot right into the mush of Austin Aries. As he gets ready to bring him out of the corner, Aries hits the buckle hard. Avoids a charging Swann, however.
Aries now connecting again with those forearm shots. Shots to the midsection of series. A slaps here. Swann trying to cover up.
Aries just pummeling Swann in the corner.
And there's that temper you mentioned, Lenny. Aries is starting to get a little hot-headed here.
And when Austin Aries is at his best inside the ring, he is cool, he is calculated, and he is in control. And Rich Swann has succeeded in making Austin Aries a bit out of control. And the feet of Rich Swann has been very effective here in the last several minutes.
And that's what Rich Swann has over Austin Aries. We mentioned he could do it all, but he has that speed and agility advantage. And what is a submission? He's got him locked in here.
Swann has got Aries all tied up here. Jason Harding asking Aries if he wants to give it up. He says no.
Swann gives up the hold, but effective here, slowing Aries down. Swann calling for the end here, saying he's going to go for a brainbuster on Aries.
No, he's going to elevate him instead and place him up on the top turnbuckle. Does Swann as he follows him up to the second. Looking for a superplex here. But Aries trapping his leg underneath that top turnbuckle and hanging on with his right hand actually to stop any momentum from taking him off the top turnbuckle and then send Swann crashing down to the canvas. But again, Swann with that spinning kick scoring on Aries in the corner.
And Aries holding on, hanging on by a thread here as Rich Swann tries to pull him off and does.
And Aries may be out here. Swann hooks the leg, but once again, Aries kicks out at 2.
Standing shooting star press, hooks the leg, only 2.
Right down across the chest for another near fall, and perhaps Rich Swann getting a little bit frustrated here himself that he's unable to put Aries away after connecting on all these high-impact maneuvers here.
Oh, Lenny, watch this.
Nice recovery right there by Aries. Reversal of the whip. Aries into the corner. Oh, then Aries connects with that Japanese arm drag. The second time the charm for Austin Aries.
He's got the leg hooked.
Shin breaker, belly to back combo by Aries.
Right in the arm.
Get him, Swann! Come on!
Impressive showing there by Austin Aries.
And you see that arm favored by Austin Aries. Not sure what kind of condition he's in. Aries there going for the cover.
Very close to the ropes, however, but rather than grab the rope, Swann able to kick out at 2. As Aries now locks in the last chancery. Submission predicament here for Rich Swann.
Oh, he's cranking him back. Perfect positioning here.
But unable to hang on to the hold. The shoulder of Austin Aries still causing him discomfort as he's unable to hang on to the last chancery. Can he get the brainbuster, though, with only one good arm? Looks like he's going to try it here.
If he can connect with this.
Elevates him. But a knee strike there by Swann, able to put on the brakes, but he lands on the top rope instead before getting dumped.
There's the cover, keeps the arms away from the rope.
Too close to the ropes. Aries now going to the outside. We'll be looking for the 450 here. All the way to the top.
Swann very close here. Aries trying to shake out that arm.
Nobody home. Aries rolls through. Swann avoids him.
Using that agility.
Right on top of his head with that head scissors. He just spiked him.
Now Swann may be going for a brainbuster. He called for it earlier.
Nails it. Cover. But only two.
Swann now maybe going to the top. No.
Stomping away on the midsection. And again, Aries with a counter. Repeated kicks from Swann, trying to soften Aries up here.
He's getting frustrated is what he's doing, Rich Swann here.
The third or fourth time he's attempted to go for this maneuver on Aries, but unable to hit it. Aries, however, back to his feet quickly. Looking for a superplex.
Brainbuster off the top.
Last chancery, and it's over. Rich Swann taps.
The winner of the contest as a result of tap out,
a measure of revenge against Rich Swann after the humiliation that he suffered back in October, and everyone here in New York is happy with this result. A hard-fought victory, though. Rich Swann gave as good as he got. Going for a little bit of a refreshment here from the fans.
And out comes Blood Warriors, CIMA and Naruki Doi.
Ronin was running their mouth earlier about how they should be the ones going to Japan. Now CIMA out maybe rubbing in Rich Swann's face.
All right, I'll speak for Rich Swann. Myself and Johnny Gargano beat you, Doi, and that little other black kid. And Rich Swann just had a heck of a match against us and Aries. I think we proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that we belong with you in Japan, CIMA.
Chuck Taylor again making his case. He wants to bring Ronin to Japan. Trying to get a word from Rich Swann, but I don't think Rich Swann is going to be eating solid food for a while after the beating he took from Austin Aries.
Hey, Chuck Taylor, this proves Ronin doesn't belong in Japan.
CIMA saying it proves they don't belong in Japan. I don't know if everybody here agrees with that.
You know, CIMA, I believe that tomorrow in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at the Asylum Arena, it's myself and Johnny Gargano against you and Dragon Kid in the second round of the tag team tournament. So, tomorrow night, after we beat you and Dragon Kid, you'll know damn well that we belong in Japan.
Strong words on the part of Chuck Taylor there. Basically guaranteeing a win tomorrow against Dragon Kid and CIMA.
The Dragon Kid and CIMA still have a contest here tonight.
Are you stupid?
CIMA asking the fans who think that Ronin belongs in Japan if they're stupid. Oh, we know that music very well. The fastest fastest man in wrestling, Masato Yoshino, and the man who many feel is the greatest high-flying athlete in the sport today, Pac, making their way to the ring.
Representing World 1 here, you mentioned Pac. This is his first time in the United States for Dragon Gate USA. He was on the Canada shows back in May of 2010. And now looking to make an impact here, teaming with the Open the Dream Gate champion.
CIMA, maybe you forgot. Tonight, it's our match. Where is Dragon Kid? We are waiting.
Well, they wanted Dragon Kid and CIMA. They got him. It is main event time here at BB King's in Times Square. Our next first round matchup.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the introductions, this is the final opening round in the Dragon Gate United Tag Title Tournament. Again, the winning team scores 2 points. If the teams draw a draw, both teams get 1 point, and the losing team gets no points. Introducing first, standing to my right, they are 2/3 of the Open, the Triangle Gate champions, and they represent the Blood Warriors. Introducing first from Sakai, Osaka, Japan, weighing in at 82 kilograms, this is CIMA. And his tag team partner weighs in at 70 kilograms and hails from Tokai, Ayachi, Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, Dragon Kid! Introducing their opponents, standing to my left and representing World 1. Introducing first, hailing from Newcastle, England, and weighing in at 78 kilograms. Ladies and gentlemen, this is and his partner hails from Osaka, Japan, and weighs in at 75 kilograms. He is the current Open the Dream Gate champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Masato Yoshino.
Main event time here in New York City. First round matchup in the Open, the United Gate Tag Team Championship Tournament. Blood Warriors of CIMA and Dragon Kid taking on the World 1 duo of Pac and the Open the Dream Gate champion Masato Yoshino.
Oh, and look at that. Pac, you saw him during the opening entrances there, making a little eyes there. And Ricochet, two of the premier high flyers in all the world. World 1 and Blood Warriors having a little bit of a feud there. Oh, I'd like to see these two mix it up at some time, but right now,
Clearly a little bit of personal animus going on there between Ricochet and Pac, but Pac had better keep his eye on the prize here. The prize being the first ever Open the United Gate Tag Team Championship, and it is Dragon Kid, the man who for many years set the standard for high flying in the Dragon Gate promotion, starting things off for his duo. And it's Pac controlling the leg and now into a front face lock. Quickly switching positions is the Englishman as he grabs control of the head now. Dragon Kid in the standing position, but a nice escape right there by Kid.
Pac using a little bit of a size advantage that he has over Dragon Kid, probably the smallest man in this contest.
Well, no probably about it. Dragon Kid, usually the smallest man in every contest he's in, and if anybody is capable of overcoming a size disadvantage, it is Dragon Kid. We've seen it time and time again here in Dragon Gate USA. Much like an athlete like Jimmy Jacobs, not the biggest man in the fight, but such great heart, great skill inside the ring. They are very often able to overcome those physical deficiencies that they come into the ring with.
Physical deficiency on Dragon Kid's part only being his height, one of the premier high flyers, like I said, in Blood Warriors with Ricochet, one of the most up-and-coming. Pac, you can argue so many members of the Dragon Gate USA roster are some of the best high flyers, some of the best athletes in all the world, wrestling notwithstanding. And there's a little bit of a feeling out process between these two right now. And look at the condition that Pac is in. He has been hitting the gym since the last time we have seen him back in May.
Yeah, I talked about the kind of shape that Ricochet had gotten himself into since making regular trips to Japan. As of late, Pac is a guy who has really transformed his body over the past couple of years after making his way to Dragon Gate as a full-time competitor there.
Dragon Kid just using his speed, staying one step ahead of Pac. And Pac just so quickly back to his feet.
Cravat right there by Pac as he controls the head of Dragon Kid as CIMA and Masato Yoshino content to look on, allow their two partners to do battle here in the early going.
Holds on Dragon Kid. Pac kept his head down a little bit too long. Eats a kick. Dragon Kid ducks the line. Pac
cartwheels his way out of that head scissor attempt by Kid and scores with a tilt-the-world backbreaker.
Picture perfect for that standing shooting star press. And Dragon Kid now rolling back over into his Blood Warriors partner's corner of CIMA. He and CIMA, probably the most experienced tag team in this tournament.
And both men able to make the tag as Masato Yoshino and CIMA squaring off here. And both men taking their time, a little tentative in the early going. Clearly, neither man wants to be the one to make a mistake. Side headlock by CIMA. He's back to the ropes and set for the ride. CIMA with momentum scores with the shoulder tackle and then the boot. Blood Warriors posed by the crowd here in New York City. Leapfrog by Yoshino, up and over the top goes CIMA. The pace starts to quicken here. And the action that we've grown accustomed to in Dragon Gate USA tag team matches on display here. In a brief flurry of offense right there by those two great athletes. Double elbow. Dragon Kid, though.
And when the pace quickens, it's got to be in the favor of the World 1 team of Pac. And Masato Yoshino, as Pac connects with that splash.
Multiple rotations off the back of his partner there before crashing down on the body of CIMA, while referee Bryce Remsburg was tied up in the corner with the rest of Dragon Kid and Naruki Doi.
World 1 in control here, bringing CIMA back into their corner, and that's what they need to do. They need to keep CIMA in the ring, use their speed. They could try to outspeed Dragon Kid, but it's going to be very even. But if Pac and Yoshino use their speed advantage over CIMA, and now you see Yoshino with that leg vice around the neck of CIMA in the center of the ring. CIMA rolling over, trying to slip his head out of it. He's trying, and he does. Shots to the kidneys here. Holds onto the arm.
Yoshino gets back to his feet. CIMA backs into the corner and makes the blind tag to Dragon Kid. Nice double team right there. Nice double axe handle by Kid. onto Masato Yoshino. He takes Yoshino off his feet, Kid into the ropes, elevates himself with a knee drop, and holds it there before dropping the knee one more time and hooking the leg, but only able to get 2.
And while there's a lot on stake here, those 2 points toward contention in this round-robin 3-day tournament for those Open United Gate Championship.
Pac off the top, double axe handle to the arm, especially with Ronin picking up a surprising 2 points in their first round matchup. These 2 points all the more important here in our main event tonight.
The height that Yoshino got off the top rope with that double stomp across the arm of Dragon Kid. And you see Dragon Kid feeling the effects. Pac back in control here.
Yoshino probably gets more height out of the corner off of those drop kicks he throws than anybody in wrestling. And Pac, multiple rotations from so many varying positions and dives. It's difficult to keep track of where these 2 athletes are coming from when you're in the ring against them. Makes it very difficult for their opponents to really know where their attack is coming from. As Dragon Kid scores with a series of shots and a boot right there, but that left elbow clearly causing him some discomfort.
Trying to get Pac back up to his feet here. He's in his Blood Warrior partner, CIMA's corner. Makes the tag.
Snapmare. CIMA with the slingshot senton. And the basement kick scores. And Blood Warrior is doing a good job of, so far, allowing this match to be wrestled at a pace that much more suits their style. Try to keep the speedier athlete, Yoshino, on the outside. The high flyer Pac grounded as much as possible here. As CIMA, probably the most powerful man in this matchup, looks to ground Pac.
Pac tried to muscle his way out of that, and CIMA immediately released the hold and just clubbed him right across the back. From a kneeling position into a leg drop. I've never seen that before.
We've seen guys do standing leaps from the floor up onto the apron, but I don't even think that is as impressive as what I just saw CIMA do. From a kneeling position, able to elevate himself into a leg drop position. Takes so much leg strength and picture perfect double drop kicks. This was 1980, the match would be over.
Dragon Kid in control here, sends Pac head first into the buckle. Boot to the midsection.
Standing drop kick by Dragon Kid. Caught Pac right underneath the jaw in the corner.
CIMA keeping Pac in that corner for whatever Dragon Kid has in mind here. Had a steam big drop kick right to the mush.
And Kid quickly back to his feet. Can't say the same for Pac. He is slumped in the corner.
But you see here Pac getting out of the corner and trying to make his way to his World 1 compatriots. Hand Yoshino there looking on.
Yeah, clearly Pac just going on adrenaline right there. He probably would have been better served to stay in the corner and try and buy some time. But just that muscle memory takes over. He immediately went back to the center of the ring trying to do some damage, and he got caught by Kid, who now has him in the wrong part of town. Face first to the buckle is CIMA, trying to get Masato Yoshino back in the corner to allow a double team here. But instead it's Kid on the outside. Drop toe hold by CIMA.
Holds onto the leg.
Grapevines the leg. In comes Yoshino, boot to the midsection.
He goaded him in. What is CIMA doing here?
He's got Yoshino tied up now. What strength on the part of CIMA right there.
Expertise submission held both men up.
CIMA and Dragon Kid here, looking for another double team. Assisted senton, and a more traditional senton on the part of CIMA across the midsection of Pac. And without having the leg hook, Pac able to slip out the back door at 2. As CIMA has a few words for referee Bryce Remsburg, and A little bit of a different side of CIMA we've seen here tonight than we've seen recently in Dragon Gate USA. A bit more edgy, and for the first time, really kind of taking issue with some of the fans here in Dragon Gate USA. Something that really out of character for CIMA here of late.
Well, there's a lot at stake. You've got these new stables coming in, Blood Warriors aligning themselves to take on World 1, Ronin making headway here. And CIMA, he and Dragon Kid want to be those first Open the United Gate champions.
CIMA with a chair. Bryce Remsburg losing control of this one here is Dragon Kid in the corner with him, and it's thrown first into the chair.
And Lenny, you said it, this is a different side of CIMA. And I can tell you one thing, I know Pac is not a fan.
Bryce Remsburg asking the fan what happened,
and CIMA blaming the fan for throwing a chair in the ring.
I don't know if that's completely accurate. CIMA now directing traffic here, calling Ricochet. Bryce in the corner again with Yoshino, allowing Blood Warriors to do the damage out on the floor at the behest of their leader, CIMA.
Yeah, and Ricochet taking a shot there at Pac. This little payback for those unkind words Pac had from at the onset. Here's that rivalry, you know, just natural between these two supreme high flyers. And you see Pac now getting fired up, trying to get back up to a vertical base with those shots in the midsection of CIMA. CIMA now with a right hand right to the jaw.
Oh, he wound up and caught him right between the eyes, but Pac battling back. Misses that boot though. Lands on his feet. O'Connor roll blocked. The back elbow from CIMA stops Pac right in his tracks.
Up and over.
Nipple out of the corner. Step up enziguri.
He connects, and that's what Pac needed. He needs to make that tag. Masato Yoshino on the corner. Arm outstretched. The Open, the Dream Gate champion wants in this contest in the worst way. And there's the tag. He's in. Dragon Kid's in. Look at the speed here on Yoshino.
Able to avoid that spinning kick out of the corner by a charging Dragon Kid who reverses the Irish whip. Yoshino up and over, and the fastest man in the sport starts to take over on Dragon Kid. CIMA quickly in as Dragon Kid out under the bottom rope, allowing the virtual tag. Submission hold right there by Yoshino, unable to get a victory with it, but damage done nonetheless as the drop kick by Pac sends CIMA out to the floor as Dragon Kid, now the legal man inside the ring with Masato Yoshino.
And these fans here in New York getting behind Yoshino. He's got Dragon Kid right where he wants him, sends him into the buckle.
Nice agility right there by Kid, landing on the apron.
Yoshino was ready for him, and ready for him again there as Dragon Kid tried to springboard in, and Yoshino put a stop to that.
Oh, Dragon Kid faked the springboard and went low on him. Up and over with the chin breaker. Boot to the gut.
Yoshino has him up.
Another stunner. What a counter right there by Dragon Kid, who hooks the leg and gets himself a 2 count.
Dragon Kid using his own momentum to turn that around, in control of this contest here.
Blood Warriors in control here. Kid up on the shoulders, countered by Yoshino, standing switch with the waistlock. Back elbow by Yoshino as he hits the ropes, but it's CIMA from the outside, dragging his foe out to the floor.
Got him in a full Nelson as Dragon Kid getting ready to fly here. And he gets tripped up by Pac.
Pac returns the favor and drives the knee into a charging CIMA. Into the ropes, reversal of the whip. Pac up and over, sunset flip. CIMA rolls through. Double stop. And the senton right down across the chest. Right on that.
And Pac going over into his corner. Yoshino not there, slow to his feet. He's taking a lot of punishment here. CIMA head of steam. Eats the boot from Pac. And palm strike in the corner.
And CIMA getting fired up here as Pac sent flying off the turnbuckle into the center of the ring.
Pac a long way away from his partner, away from his corner. CIMA had a steam Pac out of the way. Moment's hesitation, popped onto the apron. Shoulder block. Head first into the turnbuckle.
Pac taking a lot of punishment, but still has so much quickness. Able to dig down, almost like he's got a reserve of energy, even after taking all of that punishment, where he can dig down when he needs it and hit that second gear. Dropkick connects.
Yoshino in, takes Dragon Kid out.
And now World One looking to double team the leader of Blood Warriors here. CIMA finds himself in a very precarious position with Pac and Yoshino, while Ricochet up on the apron trying to come to his aid.
I don't know if this is a wise move by Ricochet. Turning the attention to Bryce Remsburg. It's World One. Pac in. Yoshino with the assist.
And the speed game comes into play here by World One.
Drop kick senton combination there.
Yeah, but miscommunication right there as Kid was able to avoid it. And Yoshino drop kicked his partner and then went crashing down to the mat. And now it's a double team by Blood Warriors.
CIMA in.
Double knees. Spinning kick by Dragon Kid in the corner. There's now Pac down on his knees as Yoshino brought back in. Up onto the shoulders of his partner. As CIMA to the top here.
It's got them both stacked up. Double bulldog. Now Blood Warriors firmly in control as CIMA and Dragon Kid mount opposite turnbuckles. Double stereo drop kicks here.
CIMA directing traffic here, calling for perhaps the Dragon Rana. Nope. The Ultra Hurricane Rana perhaps instead here.
Pac is dead center of the ring. Dragon Kid out. No, Pac holds on.
In a position. Running drop kick from Yoshino. As Pac put a stop to Dragon Kid's attempt.
Yoshino going up top. CIMA right there to stop him.
Calling for Kid. As Yoshino in a bad way here now on the shoulders of CIMA in the corner. Kid looking for perhaps that springboard. Hurricane Rana here. And he nails it!
Spiked in the center of the ring.
No!
Only two, and Blood Warriors are furious. Unbelievably, Yoshino kicked out of that. CIMA starting to get a little frustrated here now.
Again, taking issue with the fans here as he's got Yoshino slips out the back door. Into the ropes. Lands on his feet, boot to the gut. And Zagiri.
Doesn't take him down though. Dragon Kid in.
Super kick. Bible. Jackknife. Cradle broken up. As Pac saves the day for Masato Yoshino.
And Pac kept those 2 points from going to Blood Warriors. Their desperation there. Pac sent in.
Oh, he just kicked his teeth out.
Luckily, Pac wears that mouth guard.
Right on his head.
Dragon Kid cover.
But again, not enough.
I can't believe that Pac is kicking out of this.
Well, it shows you how important these 2 points are here in our main event. With Ronin already in the lead here tonight with a victory.
Dragon Kid up top. Just biding his time, waiting for Pac to get to his feet here.
The Blood Warriors already suffering a defeat here tonight. They don't want to go down with 2 defeats here.
Yoshino in.
Lightning spiral. Into the ropes. Down goes Sheila's. Yoshino turns his attention back to Dragon Kid, looking for another lightning spiral. Blocked.
Slaps to the face, Dragon Kid out of the way. Up. Powerbomb by Yoshino. 450 by Pac. German suplex bridge. And World One gets 2 points.
Blood Warriors now finds himself in a deep hole. What a night it's going to be tomorrow in Philadelphia and Sunday afternoon as we make our way to Union City for the rest of the triple shot here as the fans in New York City salute the World One duo and our victors in our main event, Buck and Masato Yoshino, as Ronin out on the stage here, Chuck Taylor, Rich Swann, and Johnny Gargano. Ronin taunting Blood Warriors here. Fans, what's going to happen tomorrow night in Philadelphia? For Chikarason, I'm Lenny Leonard. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Tomorrow you guys know Cat in Philadelphia. Hey Chuck, you don't belong in Japan. My thing is better than you.